Hello and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining our November live stream. My name is Gabby Vendries, and I work as a community liaison with the Caregiver Resource Center of Orange County. Today, we're going to talk about uh, some our caregiver retreat, but before that, we want to give you a brief overview of our services that we provide as the Caregiver Resource Center. Next slide. A bit about the history of our center. We've been serving Orange County since 1988. We are programmed with St. Jude Community Services, and we are part of a system of caregiver resource centers. So there's one caregiver resource center for every county in California. And we're funded federally through the Older Americans Act and by the county through the Family Caregiver Support Program. Next slide. So who are we? We are a trusted partner for Orange County families coping with the physical, emotional, and financial responsibilities of caregiving. Our goal is to make sure caregivers don't feel alone in their journey and have the proper support to care for themselves and their loved one. Next slide. Our center's mission is to increase the quality of life of caregivers by helping families and communities master the challenges of caregiving. Next slide. And this slide here gives a brief overview of our services that we offer. So anyone is open to join our support groups. We offer them virtually and in person in 3 different languages, English, Spanish, and Vietnamese. We offer individual counseling for our registered clients. Also, our registered clients have access to our caregiver assessment and care planning. So any goals they might have, our family consultants help them to meet that goal and for the benefit of their loved one. Anyone who calls our center has access to specialized information. So they can call our center for any info or resources in Orange County. We also offer education and training and legal workshops. So we have a monthly calendar of classes that we host on different caregiving topics. And last but not least, our most popular service is our respite assistance. We have grant funds that can pay for either in-home care or out-of-home care for a short time to give the caregiver that time off. Next slide. And now we'll get into the topic of our live stream today, which is celebrating National Caregivers Month. So happy National Caregivers Month. Each November, National Caregivers Month is dedicated to recognizing and honoring family caregivers who provide care to loved ones. This month aims to raise awareness of caregiving challenges, educate the public, and increase support for caregivers through events, resources, and community outreach. The CRCOC celebrated by hosting our annual caregiver retreat earlier this month on the 7th. And each November, we host an in-person event for our registered clients that focuses on wellness and self-care. Next slide. So this was the flyer for our retreat this year. This year's retreat theme was the art of caregiving. We invited our registered clients to join us for a day of relaxation and community at Bowers Museum. For clients who registered in time, we were able to organize respite care for their loved ones so that they could attend. And most caregivers drove themselves there, but we also had bus pickups for North OC and South OC. And I had the pleasure of riding to the retreat on the South County OC bus, so I wanted to send them an extra special shout out to them. So shout out the South OC. Yeah, so this year's retreat was hosted at Bowers Museum. The Charles W. Bowers Memorial Museum first opened its doors in 1936 as a city-run museum devoted primarily to the history of Orange County. Since its highly successful reopening in 1992, the museum has presented over 150 special exhibitions from all over the world, opened 6 permanent galleries, and watched its membership grow to nearly 8,000 members. Celebrating its 90th anniversary in 2026, Bowers Museum has become an international cultural destination committed to bringing global treasures to Southern California. Bowers Museum showcases art and artifacts from cultures around the world in 8 permanent collection exhibitions, and rotating featured exhibitions. As the largest and one of the oldest museums in Orange County, Bowser's has been voted Best Museum in Orange County for the past 31 years by OC registered readers. Partnering with world-class institutions, Bowers Museum featured exhibitions including blockbusters such as The Terracotta Warriors, Mummies, Death and the Afterlife in Ancient Egypt, and Gualpei, The Art of Couture. Yes, so this was the agenda for the day. So once everyone and all the buses got there, caregivers began checking in. Everyone received their materials for the day, which included the itinerary and a custom CRCOC de-stressing coloring book and coloring pencils. We had a refreshment station in the back of the room and allowed everyone to connect with caregivers at their tables and with the staff. So the pictures here kind of demonstrate like the main room that everyone was in when we checked in. Um, and the picture in the middle shows one of our caregivers greeting our outreach coordinator and main planner of the event, which is Rachel Smythe. Next slide. So we opened up the event with a grand welcome from, again, our outreach coordinator, Rachel Smythe. And shout out to Rachel for meticulously putting everything together so that everyone could enjoy such a lovely day. We went over the itinerary and also introduced all of our staff who helped put everything together for the day. Afterwards, we directed everyone to the Bowers Auditorium. So this picture here shows the stage of the auditorium. So the OC Strings Quartet are full-time professional musicians based in Southern California. They hold advanced music degrees from prestigious schools and conservatories, including USC, UCLA, Juilliard, the Manhattan School of Music. They perform, teach, and arrange music around the world. We are very honored that they came to our caregiver retreat and performed for us. It was very relaxed. It had a very relaxing atmosphere and gave caregivers the opportunity to decompress and reflect. They performed songs such as Hotel California by the Eagles, I Can't Help Falling in Love with You by Elvis, and even the Game of Thrones theme song, and much more. And then they ended the evening or the afternoon with the song Summer Over the Rainbow. And then after that, we escorted everyone back to the main room for lunch. So everyone returned to their seats in the main room and we began the lunch service. Everyone got the chance to socialize and get to know each other. We even invited some of the OC Strings Quartet to join us at some of the tables. We tried to have one staff person at each of the tables to get to know our caregivers and facilitate those sacred encounters. I had a great time getting to know the people at my table, and I felt very honored to be able to make those like face-to-face connections. A caregiver's time is precious and limited, so it felt good to be part of giving them a worthwhile self-care experience. Everyone started off with like a tomato and lettuce salad with like a zesty lemon sauce. Servers were going around with like water and refreshments. Afterwards, the entrees began to start coming out. Attendees had the choice between salmon, braised ribs, or a tofu/vegan option. I opted for the salmon, which is pictured on the screen, and it was amazing. It was cooked really well, and the salmon was very juicy, and so were the vegetables. And I don't have a picture of it, but the people who ordered the rib also said that that was good. So um, that's great. And then everyone got the same dessert, which was a chocolate mousse cake topped with raspberries and little white chocolate malt balls, which is also pictured on the screen. I never had a mousse cake before, but it was very delicious, especially with the raspberries. So it was chef's kiss. After the lunch, we made an announcement to the room that it was time to go see the exhibits. Initially, we thought that we would only have access to the exhibits in the North Wing, but it turned out our caregivers were able to access the whole museum, so that was great. On this slide, you can see a couple of the exhibits that were on display. Some of these pieces that were in the main room were from their Art of the Pacific Islands exhibit. They also had other exhibits available, such as the Ceramics of Mexico, Ancient Arts of China, a 5,000-year legacy, Sacred Realms with Buddhist paintings, and California legacies, missions, and ranchos from 1768 to 1848. After a while, we brought everyone back to the main room for closing words and for our raffle. We had some of our attendees and staff share some words of wisdom. One of our staff members, Peter Wen, shared this beautiful prayer for caregivers for Thanksgiving. And since it's this week, I'll read that now to you. So, a Thanksgiving prayer for caregivers. Thank you for the times your meal is cold because you made mine first. Thank you for all the nights you wake to check that I'm safely sleeping. Thank you for the times you worry about me, pray for me, want the best for me. Thank you for being my strength when courage has left me. Thank you for the love and support that so greatly comforts me. Thank you for loving me. And that concluded our 2025 CRCOC Caregiver Retreat. We hope everyone that attended had a wonderful, relaxing, and stress-free day. And we hope that you made connections and felt supported. At the very end, we collected surveys on attendees' feedback. And this year we added a couple extra questions, asking caregivers to share some words of wisdom to encourage other caregivers. And we'll be going through those responses now. So one of the questions we asked our attendees was, what brings you joy and fulfillment in your caregiving role? Some caregivers shared that knowing that the person I care for is not alone, I feel of use and it gives me meaning and purpose in an otherwise crazy and unpredictable world. One caregiver shared, knowing I'm doing a good job of caregiving, feeling grateful for the good moments and chance to laugh together and hug and smile. Another caregiver shared, the joy of doing self-care and rejuvenating myself, being able to have quality time with my loved one. And they also shared to realize that life is precious and that we only have so much time in this world and to spend it with consciousness and love. Next slide. Another question that we asked our attendees were, how do you manage stress in difficult situations? Some caregivers shared they take deep breaths, prayer, getting out in sunshine, short walks, looking for information, or in their church membership. Another shared, I try my best to remember the skills I've learned through the CRC classes and other caregivers I've met. Breathing, remember it will pass, remembering my love, remembering that I want peace and calm. One caregiver shared to smile and say this too shall pass. And they also get through tough things with chocolate and Pinot Grigio. So that's one way to get through things. Another caregiver shared that they pray, they cry, they use positive self-talk, they listen to music and podcast. Another question we asked our caregivers were, what are some of the lessons you've learned through caregiving? So one caregiver shared, I am not alone and things change, so to be flexible. And patience may be a virtue, but it takes practice and lots of practice. I'm stronger and better than I thought. If I don't care for myself, I get depressed, procrastinate. Days are harder without exercise, so exercise. And sleep is very healing. One caregiver shared, there is support. If you give it out, it always comes back. And you are blessed. Every day is precious. You are promised today, not tomorrow, so enjoy it. And then another caregiver shared, try not to control the situation, see the beauty in the process, and be in the mess and make it an art piece. Be present and stay humble. That's beautiful. Another question we asked our caregivers were, what are your biggest sources of support? So some shared that the biggest source of support is their dogs, their pets, friends, family, their grandkids. Some of them shared the support groups, some close friends, quiet time in the AM, journaling, write 3 to 5 things I'm grateful for, always, including for all my blessings I've seen and unseen. One caregiver shared friends who listen and are always there for me. The CRCOC has been such a huge support for info, directions, support groups, and grants available, and just real listening to whatever my needs may be at that moment. Some caregivers shared that their biggest sources of support are food pantries, Alzheimer's OC, another nonprofit in Orange County, their church, and prayer. And a lot of caregivers shared that their family consultant has been a big help. So shout out to all our family consultants who do the work every day to support our caregivers. So shout out to y'all. Next slide. Um, Another question we asked our caregivers was, what would you share with other caregivers who are going through something similar? So caregivers shared that education courses help a lot because you don't know what you don't know. Caring for someone is so different than any other job, and to get tips from other people that have already been there. And they give us a shout out to our amazing staff, and to take care of yourself too. Another caregiver shared, stay strong and remember the good times. They outweigh the bad. Things change for better or for worse, but always with purpose for its life, but always with purpose for its life's challenges that prepare us for progress and growth. And remember to take care of yourself and to pace yourself. It's okay if you're not always perfect. It's okay to cry, and don't feel that you're not enough. We have some more responses to this question. Another caregiver shared, you're not alone. Please reach out to someone, journal, keep notes, and stay organized. If you're not, start and feel good about the progression of organizing because it will help later. Be proud of what you're doing, even if it's not perfect. Do the best you can, and then know that that's good enough. Lastly, and maybe most important, ask for assistance. Another caregiver shared, start getting help early. As the disease progresses, it takes time to get resources in place that will be needed. And to get sunshine 10 minutes in the morning, stretch, take breaks, try to find something to laugh about and be thankful for, um, pray and hug your loved ones. So thank you again for all of our caregivers who attended the retreat. Thank you all for making the time to come out and for sharing such wonderful words of wisdom. We appreciate all of you, and it's an honor to get the work we. It's an honor to get to do the work that we do with you all. So thank you. If you would like to connect to our resources available for all caregivers, please feel free to reach out via our main line or our website. We love to see you at next year's retreat. Um, and for those in the audience that have joined us, thank you, and we hope that this information has been helpful to you. We hope you'll join us for our December live stream event. And thank you all so much for your time, and I hope you have a beautiful, blessed day. Thank you.